I wasn't living paycheck to paycheck, but I wasn't free either. Every month, my bank account looked okay on the surface. Bills were paid, food was on the table, and I even treated myself now and then. But deep down, I felt stuck. Like I was working just to keep up with a life I didn't even enjoy that much. I was tired of always calculating. Tired of swiping my card and feeling that tiny wave of guilt. Tired of trying to budget and always failing. I didn't want to live cheap. I wanted to live smart. So instead of cutting out everything fun, I did something different. I rebuilt my spending from the ground up without feeling like I was missing out. I found ways to cut 50% of my expenses, and somehow, life actually got better. Here's how I did it, and why you can too. Number 1. Reframing the problem. Not a spending issue, a system issue. At first, I thought I had a spending problem. I figured I just needed more self-control. Stop eating out, skip the coffee shop. You know what everyone says. But the truth? I didn't actually spend that much on fun stuff. What was really draining my money were the small, automatic choices I didn't even think about. That's when it hit me. I didn't have a spending problem. I had a system problem. I was living on autopilot. Subscriptions I forgot about kept charging me. I paid for convenience because I was too tired to plan. My phone made it easy to buy things with one click. The system around me was built to make me spend without noticing. So instead of blaming myself, I started to redesign my system. I changed my environment, not just my habits. I made it easier to save without feeling like I was missing out. And once I did that, everything started to shift. Money stopped slipping through the cracks. And I didn't even feel like I was trying that hard. The secret wasn't cutting more. It was changing the way I made decisions before the spending ever happened. Number 2. The invisible overhead audit. I came up with the term, invisible overhead. It means money you spend that doesn't really add anything to your life, but still sneaks into your budget every month. Not luxuries. Not fun splurges. Just quiet, background costs that don't make you happier. Once I saw that, I decided to do a 7-day invisible audit. But instead of just tracking how much I spent, I also tracked how I felt when I spent it. Every time I paid for something, I wrote it down in a note on my phone. Then I added 2 simple things. Did this make my day better? Would I pay for this again? At the end of the week, I looked for patterns, and what I found shocked me. I was paying for 4 different productivity apps when I only used one. I had a gym membership and a Peloton subscription and ClassPass, but I only worked out twice a week. I was buying convenience, not value. So, I made some changes. Cut all the tools I didn't use. Kept just one workout I actually enjoyed. Combined services when possible. These small changes saved me over $350 a month without giving up anything I actually cared about. The best part? I didn't feel deprived. I felt in control. Number 3. Lifestyle layering. One activity, multiple payoffs. One of the smartest things I did was something I call lifestyle layering. It means doing one activity that gives you more than one benefit at the same time. This helped me save money without cutting the things I loved. For example, I used to pay for a gym, go out for coffee with friends, and spend extra on transportation. So I combined it all. I started going on weekly hikes with friends. It was free exercise.
It was social time.
And it got me outside and off my phone. Instead of expensive dinners, I joined a local supper club. We took turns cooking meals at home. I still had fun nights out. I met new people, and it cost way less than eating at restaurants. I also bought a used electric bike, saved on Uber rides, got fresh air, and honestly, it just made me feel cool. By layering my lifestyle like this, I didn't feel like I was cutting back. I felt like I was upgrading. It's not about doing less. It's about getting more out of what you already do. Number 4. High retention hacks. Tiny tweaks that don't feel like sacrifice. Some of the biggest savings came from small changes I barely noticed. I call them high retention hacks because they stick. They're easy, low effort, and don't feel like a sacrifice. Here are a few that worked for me. Switched to a cheaper phone plan. I was paying $85 per month with a major carrier. I switched to Mint Mobile for $15 per month. Same coverage, way cheaper. Saved over $800 a year. Clothing swaps. Instead of shopping online when I wanted something new, I joined a local clothing swap group. We trade clothes every season. It's fun, free, and I still look fresh. Built a 24-hour wishlist bot. I created a simple Telegram bot free tool that holds my wanna buy items for 24 hours. If I still want it after a day, I buy it. Most of the time, I don't. Paused impulse buys. I removed my card from one-click apps like Amazon. Now I have to enter it manually. That small pause made me rethink most purchases. Each of these tweaks saved money without making my life worse. In fact, some made it better. Don't suffer. Just swap smarter. Number 5. The grocery glow-up. Groceries were eating up a big chunk of my budget. So instead of cutting quality, I found smarter ways to shop. I call it my grocery glow-up because I started eating better and spending less. First, I teamed up with 3 neighbors and started a small grocery club. Every Sunday, we plan meals, buy in bulk, and split the cost. We get better deals. Less food goes to waste. And we take turns cooking extra portions for each other. It's like meal prep, but way more fun and social. Then, I started using a free grocery AI plugin on Chrome. It checks my shopping list, compares prices, and even finds recipes based on what I already have at home. I also started using the Too Good To Go app. Local stores sell leftover food for super cheap at the end of the day. I've scored bakery bread, fresh salads, even sushi for 70% off. Now I spend about 40% less on food, and I eat healthier than ever. No prepping, no boring meals. Just smart, modern grocery habits that fit real life. Number 6. Rent hacking for the real world. Rent was my biggest expense. But I didn't want to move back home or live in a van to save money. So I found real-world ways to rent hack without giving up comfort or privacy. Here's what I did. I found a live-work loft and teamed up with a local artist to share the space. We split the rent and made the place feel like a creative home, not just a cheap apartment. It saved me over 30% right away. Next, I looked at the time I was already away for work or travel. I listed my room on Airbnb for those days only. I used a free tool to connect my calendar to Airbnb, so it auto-updated without any stress. To make it easier, I set up AI-generated replies for guest messages. I barely had to lift a finger, and I made a few hundred extra each month. I didn't downgrade my life. I just got smarter about space. Rent doesn't have to be all or nothing. You can find creative ways to live well and save. It's not about sacrifice. It's about strategy. Psychology of enough. Spending guilt and mindset shifts. One of the biggest changes wasn't in my wallet, it was in my mind. At first, I felt guilty every time I spent money. Then I felt guilty when I didn't spend, like I was missing out. It was exhausting. But over time, I learned something powerful. Enough is a feeling, not a number. I stopped chasing more and started asking, what actually makes me feel good? Turns out I didn't need to spend a lot, I just needed to spend on the right things. Time with people I love, healthy food, peace and quiet, and a little freedom. I also stopped comparing myself to others. Their version of success didn't have to be mine. Now I don't feel deprived. I feel clear. When you spend with purpose, you don't feel guilt. You feel free. Before I made these changes, I was spending around $4,800 every month. After I redesigned my lifestyle and cut the waste, my monthly spending dropped to about $2,400. I didn't stop living. I still went out, traveled, and enjoyed life, but I stopped paying for things that didn't matter. Now, I save more than half my income every month without feeling like I'm missing out. The best part? I feel more in control and finally on track toward real financial freedom. This wasn't about cutting back. It was about building a life that actually fits me. These rules help me save more, enjoy life more, and finally feel in control of my money. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. If this helped you see money a little differently, hit like, drop a comment, and share it with someone who might need it. And subscribe for more real-world personal finance. And if you're on your own journey to financial freedom, remember, You don't have to give up your life to build the life you want. You just have to design it smarter.